Hello there, thanks for joining us. We have been getting a lot of interest from people who are working in the US on H1B visas, but who are looking to move to Canada. If you are looking to move from the US to Canada, we'll be sharing details on the options that are available to you here in Canada to work or to become Canadian permanent residents. So please stay with us, and do remember to hit the subscribe button and to check us out on our website at go.gooselaw.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Donovan Francis, and I'm a Canadian immigration lawyer, and I help skilled workers inside Canada and outside Canada to become Canadian permanent residents without having to go through the hassle of completing all of the complicated legal forms. We have been getting a lot of interest from persons in the US who are looking to move to Canada as work permit holders and or as permanent residents. If you are currently working in the US on an H1B visa, there may be several options that are available for you as far as moving to Canada is concerned. One of the more popular options is for persons to apply directly from the US for their Canadian permanent residency. And this is possible when you're applying under one of the federal programs. A program such as the Federal Skilled Worker Program is a very popular option. And similarly, the Federal Skilled Trades Program is popular where persons fit into the requirements of those programs. The Federal Skilled Worker Program is targeted at persons who have a certain level of education, usually people who with college degrees, people who are in professional type jobs, people whose age is favorable based on the factors that are part of that system, and people who have at least 1 to or more years of experience in their particular field of work. So this is an attractive option, and it's a viable option, and it's an option that's chosen by many persons who meet the eligibility requirements. If it turns out that you do not meet the requirements for that program, then there's always the second option, which is to come to Canada as a work permit holder, as a worker. And what that would require is that you secure a job inside Canada from an eligible employer, and then based on that job offer, you would then be issued a work permit. All right? And one of the common ways in which persons in the US and in other countries are able to acquire work permits is where the company you're working with, the employer you're working with in the US, also has an entity in Canada, and that entity, the entity in Canada, is willing to accommodate you here because there's a need that they've identified that you would be able to fill. So that is known as the intra-company transferee option. And what that does, it allows you to move to Canada and to get a work permit that allows you to work in Canada, and ultimately, based on the experience that you'd have accumulated in Canada, ultimately be able to apply for your Canadian permanent residency. If applying directly for a work permit it proves to be challenging, then a suitable and perhaps quick option would be for, and this applies where there are at least two persons, two spouses applying jointly. Where this is the case, then one of the spouses may choose to apply for a study permit to study in Canada for a program that has a duration of a year or 2 years. And upon applying successfully to a university and getting acceptance, they then will become eligible to apply for a study permit. Now, the beautiful thing about this option is that Canada's immigration laws allow for accompanying spouses of study permit holders to be issued what are called open spousal work permits. And what these work permits do is they allow the accompanying spouse to work with any employer in Canada, anywhere in Canada, for the duration of the time that the spouse who is studying is going to be studying. Okay? And then on top of that, When the spouse who is studying has completed their study, they then become eligible for what's called a postgraduate open work permit, which then allows both them and their accompanying spouse to work for an even more extended period of time in Canada. And critically, throughout all of this, they would have been eligible to apply for Canadian permanent residency. And so this is proving to be a very, very popular option for persons in the US who are wanting to shift to Canada, and they want to shift to Canada quickly. This is a very viable option, and it's one that's being utilized. All right, so I trust you found value from this video, and of course, do remember to hit the subscribe button and to check us out on our website at go.gooselaw.com.